The sands of Egypt hold many secrets. They whisper tales of mighty pharaohs and powerful queens. Yet some figures remain shrouded in mystery, their stories fragmented and incomplete. One such figure is Queen Neith, a ruler from Egypt's early dynastic period. Her name echoes through time, a tantalizing enigma that continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists today. Neith's reign marks a pivotal period in ancient Egyptian history. It was a time of consolidation and expansion, of cultural innovation and political intrigue. At the center of this dynamic era stood Neith, a woman who dared to rule in a world dominated by men. But who was Queen Neith? What were her accomplishments? And why has history relegated her to relative obscurity? The answers to these questions lie buried beneath layers of sand and time. Through careful examination of archaeological evidence, inscriptions, and scattered historical accounts, we can begin to piece together the life and reign of this enigmatic queen. Join us as we embark on a journey through ancient Egypt to unravel the mystery of Queen Neith, a forgotten monarch whose story deserves to be told. To understand Queen Neith's significance, we must first delve into the historical context of her reign. Neith ruled during Egypt's early dynastic period, a time of profound transformation. This era witnessed the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, marking the birth of the pharaonic system. Neith's exact position within the dynastic chronology is still debated among scholars. Despite these uncertainties, Neith held a position of immense power and influence. While the exact length of Neith's reign remains unknown, evidence suggests she ruled for a significant period, perhaps even decades. This alone challenges the traditional narrative of ancient Egypt as a solely patriarchal society, highlighting the potential for women to ascend to the highest echelons of power. Neith's reign was likely characterized by a combination of stability and expansion. She inherited a unified Egypt, but maintaining this unity and fending off internal and external threats would have been a constant challenge. Inscriptions and artifacts bearing her name, found as far south as Aswan and as north as the Nile Delta, suggest she successfully maintained control over the vast territory of Egypt. Furthermore, Neith seems to have been a prolific builder, commissioning temples and tombs that showcase the architectural and artistic achievements of her reign. Her name is linked to several significant structures, including a large mastaba tomb at Saqqara, a sprawling necropolis near Memphis, the ancient capital of Egypt. This mastaba, one of the largest of its time, speaks volumes about Neith's power and the resources at her disposal. Neith's building projects extended beyond her own funerary complex. Her name is associated with temples dedicated to various deities, suggesting a deep understanding of religious practice and a desire to maintain harmony between the gods and the people. Temple construction was not merely an act of piety, it was a powerful political tool, demonstrating the ruler's devotion to the gods and their role as divine intermediaries. One notable example is the Temple of Horus at Hierakonpolis, an important religious center in Upper Egypt. Inscriptions found at the site indicate that Neith played a significant role in its construction or renovation, further solidifying her authority in the south. By associating herself with Horus, the god of kingship, she legitimized her claim to the throne and presented herself as a rightful heir to the pharaohs who came before her. Section 5. Challenges to authority, internal strife, and political intrigue. Despite her apparent success, Neith's reign was not without its challenges. The early dynastic period was a time of political instability, with rival factions vying for control of the newly unified Egypt. Maintaining order and quelling dissent would have required a firm hand and shrewd political maneuvering. While specific details about internal conflicts during Neith's reign are scarce, it is reasonable to assume that she faced opposition from those who questioned her right to rule. The very idea of a female pharaoh would have been anathema to some, potentially leading to courtly intrigue, power struggles, and even outright rebellion. Adding to these internal pressures were the constant threats from neighboring Nubia to the south and the Libyan tribes to the west. Protecting Egypt's borders and repelling foreign invaders would have been a paramount concern for Neith, demanding military prowess and strategic acumen. Section 6. Gender and Power, Neith's Position in a Male-Dominated Society. Queen Neith's reign poses intriguing questions about the role of women in ancient Egyptian society. While Egypt is often perceived as a patriarchal society, with men holding the reins of power, the historical reality is more nuanced. Women in ancient Egypt enjoyed a greater degree of independence and legal rights than their counterparts in other ancient civilizations. They could own property, engage in business transactions, and even represent themselves in court. However, ascending to the throne was an entirely different matter. The position of pharaoh was deeply intertwined with notions of masculinity and divine authority, making Neith's reign all the more remarkable. Her very existence challenges our assumptions about gender roles in ancient Egypt. She was not simply a queen consort, the wife of a king. She was a ruler in her own right, a female pharaoh who commanded armies, built monuments, and shaped the destiny of a nation. Section 7. The shifting sands of time factors contributing to Neith's obscurity. Why is Queen Neith not as well known as Djoser, Khufu, or Hatshepsut? Historical factors, time, and biases in knowledge transmission play a role. The early dynastic period is overshadowed by the Old Kingdom's grandeur. The pyramids of Giza eclipse earlier rulers' accomplishments. Fragmentary evidence from Neith's reign complicates her historical reconstruction. Records were lost to time, disasters, or deliberate destruction. A female pharaoh challenged traditional narratives. Male scholars' biases led to the marginalization of female rulers like Neith. Section 8. Rediscovering Neith archaeological evidence and modern interpretations. Despite the challenges posed by the passage of time and the scarcity of written sources, Neith's story is gradually being pieced back together thanks to the painstaking work of archaeologists and historians. Excavations at key sites like Saqqara, Abydos, and Hierakonpolis continue to unearth artifacts and inscriptions that shed light on her reign. The discovery of her mastaba tomb at Saqqara in the late 19th century marked a turning point in our understanding of Neith. The size and complexity of the tomb, along with the presence of her name and royal titles, provided compelling evidence of her status as a powerful ruler. Furthermore, the analysis of pottery styles, seal impressions, and other artifacts from her reign helps to reconstruct the cultural and economic landscape of Egypt during this formative period. By comparing these findings with evidence from other reigns, we can gain a better understanding of Neith's place within the broader historical narrative. Section 9. Legacy of a Ruler. Neith's impact on Egyptian culture and society. While the exact details of Queen Neith's reign remain elusive, her legacy as a female pharaoh continues to resonate through the millennia. Her very existence challenged traditional gender roles and expanded the realm of possibility for women in ancient Egyptian society. Her reign may have paved the way for other female rulers, most notably Sobekneferu of the 12th dynasty and the famed Hatshepsut of the 18th dynasty. These later queens, though separated from Neith by centuries, may have looked to her as a precedent, drawing inspiration from her ability to break down barriers and command a nation. Moreover, Neith's building projects, particularly her temples and tombs, contributed to the development of Egyptian art and architecture. The styles and techniques employed during her reign influenced subsequent generations of builders, leaving an indelible mark on the architectural landscape of ancient Egypt. Section 10. Beyond the Shadows. Neith's significance in understanding ancient history. The story of Queen Neith is not just about one woman's rise to power, it's a window into a pivotal period in human history. By studying her reign, we gain a deeper understanding of the challenges and triumphs of early Egyptian civilization, a time when the very foundations of pharaonic rule were being laid. Neith's story also reminds us of the importance of challenging traditional historical narratives. For too long, the voices of women and other marginalized groups have been silenced or relegated to the footnotes of history. By shining a light on figures like Neith, we broaden our understanding of the past and create a more inclusive and accurate historical record. Moreover, Neith's story has a timeless resonance. Her struggle to assert her authority, overcome adversity, and leave a lasting legacy speaks to universal human experiences that transcend time and culture. Section 11. A Call to Remember, Honoring the Forgotten Figures of the Past. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of ancient Egypt, we must remember the forgotten figures like Queen Neith. Their stories, though fragmented and incomplete, remind us that history is not just about the grand narratives and famous names. It's also about the countless individuals, men and women, kings and commoners, who shaped the course of human civilization. By honoring their memories and striving to understand their lives, we enrich our own understanding of the past and gain valuable insights into the human condition. The search for knowledge about Queen Neith and other forgotten figures is an ongoing journey, one that requires careful scholarship, archaeological investigation, and a willingness to question assumptions and embrace new perspectives. Let us continue to explore the sands of time, uncovering the lost stories of those who came before us and ensuring that their legacies are not forgotten. For in remembering the past, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world we inhabit today.